Hello again. Welcome back. You made the time warp with me. We are on 3 of 3 lives. You're amazing. I'm just saying, get your questions out there. I went ahead and switched it over from members, which I will take their questions first because they do support us so beautifully and generously. And we say thank you very much. And Grace Kelly, or is it Grace Kell? Welcome as our new private eye. You became a member last time on the last video or live, and I failed to catch it. So I want to say thank you for that. I appreciate that. And welcome to Private Eyes. Hey, Lan. Hi, Coffee. How you doing? Roof and Roofer in the house. Sash is in the house. Hey, Shayla. Jan Funk in the house. Kathy in the house. Nikki UK. Hello and welcome to everybody. Hello to each and every one of you. So, you guys, I'm going to pull some cards. This time, we're going to hand it over to all of you to ask the questions. Are you ready? Let's see if we have any questions. If we don't have any questions, then we don't need to do this live. Just saying. Just how much you interact in chat, Gottlieb. Oh, yeah. Question. We got our first question. We usually have 1,000 up there, but I did jump on this live really quick today. Question, Susie Q. Did Derek spill the beans on Apple and Tomato for his plea deal? Now, remember, you guys, everything's my humble opinion. I'm not a psychic. I don't play one on TV. This is true crime tarot, not traditional tarot. There is a big difference. And let's get started. Again, everything's my humble opinion. Did Derek Kalila spill the beans behind the scenes? That rhymed. Okay, it's stuck energy, so let's cut the deck and we'll knock the energy out. We'll try another shuffle. Did Derek Kalila spill the beans? What do we got? We have protection. He's being protected. Something's dead, done, over with, and betrayal. Interesting. So we have protection. He's being protected. And we have betrayal. He may have betrayed them. Archangel Michael, something didn't mix well. King of Wands could be him. That is somebody like him. With the Hierophant making a pact, a commitment to give clarity, the sun, and close the cycle down, the world. He's talking about, he said, allegedly, that there was a fight going on with somebody that was in their head. They were struggling. They had locked their mind up, and they had a secret about attention. Star of the show, spotlight. They wanted attention, and it had become a burden. Something had seriously become a burden, and they needed to get away from those burdens by traveling to calmer ground. So they came up with an aha idea because they were stuck like Chuck. And so they made an offer of independence and getting someone back on their feet at the home. And it gave a new perspective of victory. They would get their acclimates. They would get the attention that they wanted and a new beginning if they did this. So, swift action. I'll just stop because the deck just keeps walking the same story. Doesn't matter when I do the reading. It's always the same story. All right, let's get your questions answered. Thank you so very much, Susie Q. And yeah, I go off on my own zone sometimes because you guys have good questions. Good question. There she is, Grace Cal. Welcome to Private Eyes, lovely. Question, could the rehab stay be a pretext for DC to be placed under protective custody? That's a good question. Another hoax, if you will. What do we got? Well, we have FBI, ABC kind of agency there, right? We have the boss, the emperor. And we have an offer being given to Kalila where he's going to be able to get back on his feet. It's a plan, but no follow through. and a commitment with regret. So, was it a hoax? Was he really not going to rehab but going to protection? Well, what I do see is that the law, what a court, the big guy, the one in charge, offered stability and a plan that is a commitment that has to do with regret and a payout. A choice between two, gave him a choice. Betray about the planted information, the timing. Interesting. We definitely have an illusion there with the magician. So it is possible. I'm not seeing protection. I'm seeing an offer. I'm seeing stability. So an offer of stability. I'm seeing a plan that doesn't go exactly, there's no follow through, just a plan. So that can be a hoax, right? That can be the hoax. When really, even though this is a plan, the truth is that he's crossing over to a new place. So it could be. It could be. I will say that it's not unlikely. But it's definitely showing me that they did offer him some sort of like stability. That is interesting. Now that 4 of Wands is the 1111 card, and it could be saying, in a sense, that he's crossing over to a different area. It was a little complicated on that one, but that's okay. Ruffin Ripper question. Did Derek have to plead guilty to the charges, or the feds would charge him with Nancy's kidnapping? Okay. Were they going to charge Derek Kalila with kidnapping if he did not plead guilty? Cards are stuck. Yep. Very stuck energy today. There it is. All right. Did Derek Kalila plead guilty because he wanted to avoid charges? So we have Hermit, Virgo, in self-defense. So he followed his intuition, and that was self-defense. Definitely followed his own intuition and took some self-defense. How intriguing. This is the plan that wasn't going anywhere, and the messenger with that plan. See, he's got the 2 wands, and he had to make his choice. And so he was given a choice. He chose this way, and now he's the messenger. So this would suggest that not necessarily that they would charge him, but that he would face something else if he didn't talk. So it was his best interest to, in his own best interest of defense, he needed to talk. And so it's suggesting that he's talking behind the scenes, Page of Wands, about a plan that didn't work. It didn't have the follow through. So that is the answer, lovelies. Good question. Good question, Rough and Rubber. Good. Ouch, bumped my knee. I do that too often. Hey, Gail, question. What was the secret meeting about between Annie and the unknown man in the unknown location? What? How do you know Annie had a meeting with an unknown man in an unknown location? Let's ask that. Let's start off with that. Did Annie have a meeting with an unknown man at an unknown location? Did Annie have a meeting? World card, closing something down. The Chariot, 2 major arcanas. About abandonment. This would suggest that it's very possible she did have a meeting. Oh, interesting. I don't know anything about it. So this would say that it was about almost like, the Chariot's going to go to the end of the race and come out on the winning side. No reins, no guidance. It's just automatically the chariot's going to go where it needs to go. This is about abandonment, homelessness. This can be about closing down a cycle. It can be about travel. You travel the world, right? It can be international. I'm not clear on that. It's more than likely she did have a meeting with someone. Did Annie have a meeting with an unknown male? And the cop's the seer. Okay, so Annie claims to be a seer. Secret. All right, so there is a secret meeting with an unknown male about defense and protecting how far you've come. It's almost as if she had a meeting to have somebody maybe hired. Why is Annie soliciting protection? Because the plan didn't go through right. It's a plan that didn't work. Something backfired, yes. And now she's got to remove it. She's got to cut it out. This guy's been juggling these two pentacles forever, these two plates in the air. He can't keep doing that. And he's standing 1 foot. We have definitely turbulent water. So this is definitely something that, yeah, she had a meeting. That's interesting. Thank you, Gail. It looks to me like it would be about protection. Maybe hiring security guards. I don't know. Maybe hiring, I don't know. That's interesting. It seems like it's about protection. Let me get your chat up here so you can see the questions yourself. Is it coming up? Let me repin it because it's not wanting to pop up. Let's go ahead and move this up. Okay, there it is. Because I like to pin the questions so that you can see them. And I just realized I had not done that. Ish, how you doing? Question. Who is hiding the IP address on these notes, TMZ or the sheriff department? Well, you're only giving me 2 choices. What if it's not either? You know? So let's just see. What's the energy? Now, if it comes up with the King of Swords or the Queen of Swords, that can be law. If it comes up with a star, that could be TMZ because they're all about the stars, right? The showbiz. All right. Who is hiding the IP address on the notes? Someone that is very worried about themselves. They're worried about themselves, and it's somebody that Nancy has known forever, one of her children. This is your past, somebody that's known you since you were a child. And we just got a story of lovely Nancy who was walking way to the queen. Okay, it's a taboo queen. I've got the family card. I've got the family card. I will say family is the answer according to the tarot. Doesn't make it fact. Do your own research. This is showing me family. It's also insisting that it's somebody that's taboo. And it's talking about walking away. So this person that wrote the note, you're saying who's hiding the IP? This is somebody that was locked in their head. And this is somebody that's family. And this is somebody that is going off to find something better. They're dissatisfied and they're going to go find them other 2 cups. They've got 8 cups. They need 10 for their set. And so they're on their own journey in a taboo way to find satisfaction. And there's the family card. And emotional satisfaction. This suggests that it would be family is hiding the IP somehow. Now, I'm going to go ahead with a follow-up question because, how would family hide it unless there was scrubbing bubbles so you don't have to? So, is there somebody like a scrubber that is helping the family? You got the chariot, which is a win-win, right? That is something like that. It's like this energy is going to take you to the finish line and you don't have to do anything. We're still asking scrubber? Yes. The scrubber judgment. So you don't have to. And it's for a new beginning. Yeah, a new beginning. But it's been inconsistent. It hasn't been going right. So interesting, isn't it? We will get the cards cleaned out, clear the energy, and come back in for some more questions. What's that about? Plan of action. Let's just see what that is about because it flipped over very determinedly. We're about to learn something of a plan in the near future because this is learning something, education. Somebody's going to be sharing a lot of regret because it didn't go the way they planned. They're going to be talking about traveling and burden. It's almost as if they're trying to travel away from their own burden. Okay, interesting. I just had to know why that card was, the energy was popping off. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Joyce, how are you doing? Good to see you. Will Annie and Tommaso ever go back home? Will Annie and Tommaso ever return to their house? Like to live there? Will Annie and Tomato, will Apple and Tomato return to their home? Looks like they're walking away from it. Tower, this event or something along that lines has caused the disconnect. Now there's confusion around it with their commitment to the plan. This would suggest something's, in a sense, encouraging them not to. This is confusion, too many options. This is a pact, an oath with the plan. So they were part of the plan. This confusion, something has caused them to be worried something didn't go right, something unexpected happened in this plan, and now they're terrified. Chariot, they want to win, they want this to go a set way. Liar, cheater, thiefer, I would highly doubt that they will. I would literally choke on my ramen noodles if they go back and live in that house. This to me looks like it's a done deal. This to me looks like there's a lot of deceit here, and it's coming back on them in some way. So this is saying they're walking away because of this disaster. We have the confusion with the Chariot. They need to get away. This Cancer energy. They're trying to get away from the confusion and stick to the plan, the oath that they promised, and that's the plan, and that is the deceit. Plan of deceit. According to the cards. Everything is alleged, in my humble opinion, and thank you so very much, Joyce, for asking. Jacqueline, question. Is Nancy's neighborhood involved in the plan of what happened to her? They don't seem worried about that porch guy at all, do they? All right. Is the neighborhood in on the hoax or the deal? They're the devil. Father of lies, darling. Also have attachment. So we have attachment to almost homelessness, orphaned, abandoned. That's a toxic attachment to the illusion. Maybe they feel that there is more to this and they're seeing this as illusion. They just don't want to get involved. The messenger of truth to the Empress and the secrets they're keeping. And this is suggesting they know more. Some of the neighbors know more. This is almost saying that they're attached to this scenario of illusion. This is the father of lies. This is the illusion that Nancy was taken, right? And this is intimacy, in other words, intimate knowledge. Some of the neighbors are involved. And there's the messenger, and it's talking about law, about Nancy or Savannah, something, that there's a secret. And they all need to work together to protect her. So, in a sense, the neighbors feel they are protecting her. Maybe law came by because they were convinced after seeing, let's come to topside. Let's talk for a minute. Did it go something like this? Did someone purposely stage the porch perp on the 11th for the thumbnail so that they could use the concept that Nancy was in danger because of Savannah, and that it would be best if Nancy was removed for her own safety, and they would stage it as if she was kidnapped in order to have the public help catch the bad guy. Now, in this scenario, they would need to be dressed up again like that porch guy, right? So they just so happen to have the original clothes because they staged the first event because it's all really a cover-up, a hoax. So they just so happen that they have the original clothing to wear and pretend to be a bad guy. This time they needed to look aggressive, so they faked the little toy pew-pew in the little crotch holster. Did they tell all the family and friends, listen, Nancy's life wasn't threatened. We need you to sign this non-disclosure agreement, an NDA, because her life was in danger. And so we need you to be quiet, don't talk. And we're relocating her. Just wondering. Hey, Ruffin, will Nancy's house be sold? Ruffin Ripper, will Nancy's house be sold? Will Nancy's house be sold? Like right now, we got this poor ones saying, I don't know why, but I'm getting that it's going to be like quick as snot. Yeah, they're going to let it go. Absolutely. Sun is here. It's their wish. That's what they want. They want to get that house sold. Yeah. They want to leave it behind. I would say yes. Highly likely. Indeed, indeed. Michelle Dry says, I heard that the Nest camera blinks if someone is looking at it. So on January 11th, the porch guy would know if someone was actually paying attention. I heard that too. I am cooking. You are on something here, girl. Thank you. Thank you so much for answering my question. You are welcome. Cindy Lay. Cindy LeMay. Hello, lovely. Your question. Will Mama answer one of my questions? Yes. Yes, you get the ace. Let me find it. Okay. Let me see here. Let's find one of Cindy LeMay's questions. I'm retired. Now work as an investigator for the state. Soon will retire and look at probably going home. Been here 25 years. Awesome. I'm looking for Cindy's question. Okay. I don't see any. I haven't seen any that you're posting. Sorry, love. If you want to post a question, I will answer it. I will answer it. You post a question and I'll answer it. All right, in the meantime, let me find a question that I haven't answered yet. Angie's in the house. Is the real timeline January 11th? Ooh. Let's find out. Is the real timeline for the porch perp picture January 11th? Come on. What's this? I've never seen that in my life. King of Cups is an offer to lay this to rest. That is interesting to me. All right, let's shuffle. Whoa. That is wild. Cindy, honey, just ask your question, and I'll definitely try my best to pull cards for it. It's a real timeline, January 11th. We have swift action. Knight of Swords, swift action. A choice between two, it would suggest not really. No. Too many horses here. We have all the knights but one. So we're only missing the Knight of Pentacles, which is stuck. This is suggesting there was a swift decision that had to be made. This is suggesting swift action, fast-paced movement, off with their heads kind of energy. You know, the King and Queen of Swords send out the Knight of Swords to the battlefield to just clean house, no questions asked. So this is very determined, focused, swift action of a decision. The Lovers is an attachment, and you have to choose between either self-sacrifice or self-preserving. This is inconsistency, and this is an offer. So there's an inconsistent offer on the board that they're having to make a decision on, and they took real strong action. So this was planned to lay something to rest. So there's a reason, but was it January for law or law? It was, I'm going to tell you now, that was staged. There's the stage right there. The stage is, we need this to happen, right? 9 of Cups. It's abundance, it's overkill, it's over the top of abundance of confusion. So there was a lot of confusion going on. And so they needed to establish that there was a fight to the death by the swords, and that Nancy would be taken. And that's what they were communicating. But it was really a pact. It was really something that they were doing to establish something. That Nancy would be dead. And this has to do with working out repetitively. So they're working out their plan so that the real offer could come in. We have that come at me with truth of a stinky offer. That a plan that didn't go right. And that's the answer. So that was staged. It does not tell me the date, but there is no date in the tarot. It's all divine timing. And so with that, I would have loved to have that answer for you, but this would suggest that it was almost as if they did that ahead of time to purposely convince you that this was that much of a planned attack. Yeah, in secrecy. And made to confuse you. But this could also suggest that it could have been a different day. But the date may be the confusing part. That's a good question. It took me a little bit to work through it, but that's a good question. Mona Lorraine, question, and this will be our last question today. Is DC really in protective custody? Is DC Derek Kalula in protective custody? That's what's being asked. We got the King of Wands in reverse. That is most likely Derek Kalula. And this is secret because it's in reverse. It's not upright. And we have stuck as Chuck. We have Archangel Michael, who is the protector. And something not mixing right. And we have this abandoned, orphaned, homeless, less than, with the pact. So it's not telling me that he's in protective custody, but this could suggest that he was stuck in protection, away from everybody, and that is his commitment that he had to make for the plea deal. But it's definitely something secret about this Derek Kalula. He's got the bartender card where it could mean he's talking. That's a good question, and it's highly possible, but I can't confirm like I would if it was an ace or the sun or the judgment card. Those are firm, hard yeses. This would be a soft, most likely. All right, my lovely Luz, we have shuffled and cleaned out our deck. I'm going to come up to top side. You guys were amazing. You never disappoint. You always ask such important questions, and I always find the answers extremely intriguing because I like to know the details as much as you. You've done a fantastic job today, and though I didn't get to everybody's questions, I did my very best, and there'll maybe be another day. I don't know. I'm kind of starting to think that it's time for me personally to look at some other cases. We have a little 4-year-old or 5-year-old girl out there that's missing. And she was playing in a chicken coop at 8 o'clock at night, not apparently in view of the parent. Her daddy's doing laundry. He comes back, and the child is missing. I pray they find that baby. So, I don't know if you guys want me to stay in the Nancy Guthrie case. Where are we headed? I mean, I'd love to keep shouting about it, but what are we going to be talking about? They're shutting everything down. They even shut down Kalila. We don't even know what he talked about. We have no idea if he sang like a canary, nor will we ever know, most likely. I'm so frustrated with this case, but I also feel almost like we're getting hoodwinked, and I don't appreciate that. Oh, aristocrat. Yes, tomorrow is the 4th of July. So we are celebrating 250 years of independence. 250. That's quite amazing. I heard Trump is considering pardoning P. Diddy as part of the 250-year anniversary. And I would think that that would be a slap in the face to justice. So I don't know. Will we ever know? That's the biggest question, Charlene. Will we ever know? You guys have been incredible. I want to say thank you so very, very much. And I will see you again. I love you always and forever. To the moon and back. See you again soon. Stay tuned. But yeah, I might cover a couple cases in between here until something new happens in the Nancy Guthrie case. See you again soon.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they won, but I am here to stay. Destiny will overcome, no, I am not afraid. Like a phoenix in the night, my soul will rise. From the darkness to the light, I feel alive. I'm a fire, burning bright, I'll never die. Like a phoenix.